Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the next episode of the tutorial, World of Tank tutorial with Nox. Today I was thinking we can talk a little bit about money. The credits that you earn during the battles you use in multiple ways. Mainly it's just for using, you use it to buy new tanks. You buy new equipment for the tanks, you buy ammunition, consumables, and many other things. The problem is that the higher you go in the tier, the more expensive things become. The tier 6 tanks, they cost around 1 million already. If you go to tier 10, the tanks usually cost about 6 millions. Not to mention the equipment, the gun on a tier 9 tank can cost up to 300,000 credits. So that's basically several times the tank's cost in low tiers. Yeah, so it's good to know. It's good to have some practices how to spend your money and how to earn the money in the most efficient way. The more damage you do, the more assistance you get, either by spotting or by tracking enemy vehicles, the more experience you get, but also the more money you get. So obviously, doing well in the battle will get you money. That's the basics, the very basics. But there are some other things that you can do to maybe not only not spend so much money, but to save money. So the first thing that you can do to save your money is to manage modules. As you can see, some of the engines, some of the guns and radios are used on multiple tanks. If you right click on a module and click characteristics, you see on which vehicles it is used. When you research a vehicle, you research all the components, and that's what I recommend doing, because even though you might not want to use it on this specific vehicle, it might be used on another vehicles, and it will save you money and time in the future. So when you buy a new vehicle, you unlock the better component. Basically, the first thing I do after mounting, I check if this radio is used on another vehicles. If it is, I do not sell the older radio, because when I gonna sell the tank, I'm gonna mount this radio back, and this radio, the better radio, is gonna be placed in my depot. That's the radio here. So when I'm gonna buy a next tank, T28 for example, all I need to do, I just take the radio from the depot and mount it immediately. And this way I don't have to spend 3,600 on buying this radio. A good thing to remember is that if you try to sell this from depot, the price will be 50%, always 50% of the price that you bought it. So basically each time you sell something, you lose money. So that is the basic thing that I recommend you to do. Check the equipment if it's used on any other vehicles. If yes, and you consider that you might actually want to use it, then don't sell it, keep it. Also keep the first equipment that you have on the vehicle, that you research on the vehicle, because when you will be selling the vehicle, you want to mount it back. If you're gonna sell it, then you have to rebuy it, and this way you also lose money. Another thing, how to earn money in this case, is to check whether some of the components are not gonna be used on any other vehicles. So if you have like upgraded turret on this T46, then this turret obviously will not be used on any other vehicle. So if you wanna get money, or well, get money, you just sell this equipment. In this way, you will not have it lying around in the depot, and this way, very easily you can save money. Here you see we have a turret on the T26. Another one. Let's see why. Yeah, that's another tank. So this turret we have researched, next turret, and this will not be used on any other vehicle, obviously, so we can sell it. In the early tiers, this money will be very small. There will be very small sums of money for this kind of equipment. But later on, it can go in thousands of credits. So it is always to go through your equipment, see what you're gonna use, what you're not gonna use, and keep the things that you're using and sell everything else. It is the same with ammunition. If you right click on a specific round, you can check in which guns it is used. Unfortunately, the wargaming hasn't made it easier, so you don't have a description on which tanks this gun is used and so on and so forth. So what you have to do is actually check. So these 19, that's this one. Then you have automatic gun SH37, that will be this one. And then you have another 37 millimeter that I have no idea on which tank is used. Probably is also on some small tanks. So these rounds, especially the premium rounds or the gold rounds, they are expensive. In the high tiers, the price can go up to 4,000 credits. So if you know that this round is going to be reused on another vehicle, just keep it. You will be surprised how much money you can spend on not buying ammunition because you already have it in your garage. Another thing that you can do to save money is to buy consumables when they are on sale. It doesn't happen very often, but there are sales of both consumables and equipment, and you can save a lot of money. Usually what you do, you can check on the World of Tanks website if there are any sales or anything, and we see that in May there are gonna be some sales. Discounts. Main 6 to 9, there will be a discount on equipment, consumables, camouflage, premium time. 13-16, crew retrainings, crew and profession reset. 2023 free XP conversion and crew profession reset, and 27-30 garage slots and emblems. So in this way you can check, in this way you can simply save money. What you do is you get credits, save credits, and when the sale comes you buy a considerable amount of the consumables. By considerable amount I mean hundreds of small repair kits or manual fire extinguishers or anything else that you want to use, and then just use it till you run out of them or till there is another sale. The sales are very nice because they're usually 50%, so you can basically buy double the amount of consumables that you normally would buy, and this way you save quite a lot of credits. The same thing applies to tanks. It doesn't happen often, the same as with consumables, but there are sales on the tanks, discounts. Sometimes it's because there is some tournament. Sometimes it is because on some other occasions, some holidays, or I don't know why, but there are. Usually there is gonna be, for example, here you have the Czech tanks. They have 50% discount, but I don't know if it's all. Yes, it's a discount on all tanks. It's gonna be 50% up to tier 5, I think, and after tier 5, from 6 to 10, it's a 30% discount. So you really can save a lot of money. Here you can see, for example, tier 10 it costs 4,200,000 instead of 6,100,000. So this way you can save 2 million credits that you can use to buy, for example, consumables when they are available on sale. Another way of earning more credits is to either buy premium account, then you will get 50% more credits and experience per battle, or you can buy a premium tank. Premium tanks will also give you 50% more credits, and you can use them to train your crews. Those two things involve real money, and or if you have one gold, you can purchase some of the premium tanks with gold, but that's another story. So the question now is, if you don't want to spend real money, real life money on the game, what tanks to play to get most out of them? Well, as you probably noticed, you don't get much money in the early stages of the game. You get just enough to survive. The income increases, but as you progress with the tiers, but also two other factors increase, and one is vehicle resupply, so the ammunition gets more and more expensive, and the repair costs get more and more expensive too. So if you have a good game and you won't get damaged, that's good, you'll get more money. But if you get damaged or even destroyed and you shoot a lot of ammunition, and in some cases you also had to use APCR or gold ammunition because there was no other way, then your profit will be significantly smaller, and maybe you'll not get any profit at all. You'll be on minus. Well, as I said, there are two main factors: the shell cost and the repair cost. If we go to a website called vbaddict.net, there you have statistics for the tanks, and you can one of the options you can choose is the credits, the net income. That's the income you get after you subtract the repair cost and the ammunition costs. And what we can see is that the best results give you the middle tier tanks. The Bishop, OI Experimental, AV304, Hummel, Nashorn. If we look at the tech tree, Germans, Hummel, Nashorn, that's tier 6. What do we have? The British, AV304, that's tier 6 also. Japanese, OI Experimental, that's tier 5. So out of all those tanks, it's the tier 5 and 6 that is most profitable one. There are some exceptions, for example, Hetzer from tier 4, but the rule of thumb is that if you go above tier 6, the profit will be less on less, and if you go to tier 9 and 10, you're probably gonna end up on minus. You really have to have good games, lots of damage, preferably no damage taken, so no repair costs, and that will give you a profit, small profit, but yeah, it's possible. If you get a premium account, if you have a premium account and you run tier 8 premium tanks, that will give you a profit too. So the best combination is usually tier 8 premium plus premium account. There are many different types of premium tanks that can suit your playstyle. It's from medium, heavies, even artillery, I think, but that's French and that's a bit low tier, and it's not available for sale anymore. Tier 5 or tier 6, find yourself a tank that with a playstyle that suits you, and preferably several of them actually, and grind money. This is the easiest way if you don't want to spend real life money on premium account or premium tanks. Yeah, that's it. These are those few tips I wanted to give you to make your life easier and let you earn more money and more credits in the world of tanks. Thanks for watching, and see you around.